In a dusty car park behind an empty cafe and a small store, there are cars with a combined value of millions of pounds, all of them sanctioned, all of them waiting 100 yards from the border. This is the Mercedes Maybach GLS, starting price £177,000.
The automotive market now has a problem. Some dealerships are flooded with inventory they can't sell fast enough, while others are barely meeting demand. Brands like Ram, Chrysler, and Nissan are very overstocked.
From Ottawa to Windsor, the Ram pickup truck appears to be the new target for criminals. The popular pickup is now sought after overseas, so thieves have moved it to the top of their list. In York Region alone, more than 130 have been stolen so far this year,
with some holding up to 153 days' worth of unsold cars. This excess inventory has forced dealers to slash prices, creating opportunities for savvy buyers. But why are dealers still struggling to sell these cars? Are the models outdated? Are the interest rates high? Or are the consumer preferences shifting? To find out, join us as we reveal the 15 cars dealers are desperate to dump. The Jeep Compass. The Jeep Compass, a compact SUV designed for the tough terrains, is stuck in neutral, and it's not on an off-road trail. Dealers are drowning in unsold inventory, with a staggering 327-day supply gathering dust. That's nearly a year of Compass models sitting idle. Why? The compact SUV market is fiercely competitive, and even with its Jeep nameplate and decent features, the Compass isn't grabbing buyers' attention. Shockingly, most Jeep models are overstocked, but the Compass leads the pack.
The all-new 2017 Jeep Compass is a compact SUV with the Jeep off-asphalt capability you'd expect. It just hit dealers.
To clear out the 2024 backlog, dealerships are gearing up for huge price cuts, irresistible lease deals, and massive discounts. If you've been eyeing a Compass, now's the time to act. But this overstock points to a bigger issue. Can Jeep reinvent the Compass to stay relevant in the crowded compact SUV space? Or will this be a sign of tougher roads ahead for the iconic brand? This is the beginning because the next car brand in the lot is more disturbing. Grand Wagoneer LA. Jeep's $110,000 Grand Wagoneer L was meant to make waves in the luxury SUV market. But instead, it's gathering dust on dealer lots. With nearly a year's unsold inventory, this massive SUV isn't finding its audience. Jeep aimed high, packing it with premium features, but that six-figure price tag makes buyers hesitate. Even wealthy shoppers are questioning if a Jeep is worth luxury brand money.
Jeep launched its biggest SUVs when it debuted the Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer 3-row models, but it's going even bigger for 2023 with the launch of the Wagoneer L and Grand Wagoneer L.
The competition is fierce, with Range Rover and Cadillac Escalade dominating the full-size luxury SUV market. The Grand Wagoneer L is struggling to keep up, becoming one of the slowest-selling models in its class. Jeep's ambition to enter the high-end market now looks shaky, as this vehicle shows the risks of pushing a brand too far. Will Jeep find a way to salvage its luxury dreams, or is this a sign they must rethink their strategy? Time will tell. The Fiat 500e. We also have the Fiat 500e, a compact electric car, which is becoming a big problem for Fiat. Meant to shine on city streets, it's instead gathering dust in dealership lots, with an enormous 500-day supply waiting for buyers. Why isn't this cute EV selling? Its tiny size feels out of place in a country where SUVs and trucks dominate. At over $34,000, the price feels steep for such a small car, especially when larger EVs with better range are available for the same money. Adding to the challenge is Fiat's shaky reliability reputation in the US, leaving buyers hesitant.
We wanted to let you know that the all-new Fiat 500 has now arrived in our showrooms. Plus, we've taken delivery of our demonstration vehicles.
So with over 1,140 unsold units, the 500e desperately needs a bigger range or a smaller price tag to compete. Until then, it's stuck in neutral, a tough reminder that bigger is often better in America, even in the EV world. The Nissan Rogue. Moving on, the Nissan Rogue, once a top seller, is now gathering dust on dealership lots. With over 100,000 unsold 2024 models, equivalent to a 120-day supply, it's clear something went wrong. Rogue has dominated the compact SUV market for years, but now it's struggling to compete in a crowded field. Its design feels outdated and no longer grabs attention like it used to. Nissan also miscalculated demand, producing far more Rogues than needed. Rising gas prices and higher interest rates have made SUVs less appealing to budget-conscious buyers. But this oversupply is great news for shoppers. Dealers are slashing prices, offering thousands off MSRP, 0% financing, and other incentives to move inventory. So if you're looking for a compact SUV, now's the time to snag a deal. BMW's XM. Next is BMW's XM hybrid performance SUV, which was supposed to be the brand's crown jewel, but it's becoming a major headache for dealers. With a jaw-dropping $159,000 price tag, this luxury powerhouse has landed in supercar territory, and buyers aren't even looking. As a result, a massive 544-day supply.
See that car, you'll easily recognize it without a new propeller logo on the back.
Nearly a year and a half of inventory sits unsold at dealerships. The XM's bold, risky design hasn't resonated with customers, making it feel more niche than mainstream. To make matters worse, BMW sold only 307 units in the third quarter of 2024, a shockingly low number for a brand of its stature. This is more than just a sales issue. It's a big problem for BMW's prestigious M division. The XM was meant to showcase cutting-edge performance, but instead, it's become a harsh lesson in market misjudgment. Can BMW turn things around, or will this SUV remain an expensive mistake? We can only wait and see. BMW's 5 Series. However, the BMW company has a lot to deal with at this time because BMW's 5 Series, once the ultimate symbol of mid-size luxury, is now in serious trouble. Dealers are sitting on a massive 387-day supply of the 2024 model, over 3,650 unsold cars. That's a lot of $65,500 in vehicles just gathering dust.
Now you get inside and relaxation kicks in automatically. And it immediately becomes clear why the new BMW 6 Series Gran Turismo is the perfect travel companion.
So what's causing this decline? One factor is fierce competition from rivals like the Audi A6 and Mercedes E-Class, but a recent recall involving steering and brakes has also shaken buyer confidence. When you spend that much, you expect perfection, and this misstep costs BMW dearly. Shockingly, the 5 Series has become one of the slowest-selling luxury cars in the US, a far cry from its former benchmark status. But here's the silver lining. This oversupply could mean incredible buyer deals. Now might be your best chance to negotiate if you've been eyeing a luxury sedan. What do you think? The Mini Cooper 4-door. Let's shift our focus to another brand in deep trouble. The Mini Cooper 4-door, once a quirky favorite, is now facing big challenges. This stylish compact car is stuck on dealership lots with over 291 idle units. That's a whooping 337-day supply, a clear sign of trouble. But why isn't it selling? Times are changing, and SUVs now dominate the market. People want space and practicality, and the Mini's small size doesn't cut it. Even with 4 doors, it can't compete with the roominess of a compact SUV.
All right, let's not get too out of control here. This isn't exactly the first 4-door subcompact in history. In fact, it's not even the smallest one you can buy today, but just because a car has rear doors doesn't mean they're any good.
At an average price of $37,500, it's nearly as expensive as larger vehicles, but offers much less in return. In addition, the BMW connection has higher repair costs, and buyers are looking elsewhere. Mini may need to lower prices or add more features to make the Cooper 4-door appealing again. For now, this tiny car is causing huge headaches for the brand. BMW 7 Series. But small cars aren't the only ones getting it hot. Remember what we said about the troubles BMW is currently facing? Here's another example. The 2024 BMW 7 Series is facing a major crisis. With 2,800 unsold units and a 517-day inventory backlog, BMW's flagship luxury sedan needs help finding buyers. The luxury car market is shifting, and big sedans aren't as popular anymore. SUVs now dominate, offering the same luxury feel with more space and practicality. BMW isn't alone, but the 7 Series situation is particularly bad. This could force the brand to make tough decisions, like lowering prices or adding more features. Whatever happens, the luxury sedan market isn't what it used to be. What's more, the Alfa Romeo Giulia. The Alfa Romeo Giulia, a sleek Italian sports sedan.
This is the Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio. It has 22 more characters in its name than the BMW M3 and 9 more syllables than the Audi S4.
Is struggling with the same fate, now facing serious struggles in the US market. Over 1,000 units are gathering dust on dealer lots, with a 323-day supply. In the past month and a half, only 147 Giulias have sold. A sharp drop for a car that once turned heads. So what's going wrong? Concerns about reliability and high repair costs drive buyers toward more dependable German rivals. Add rapid depreciation, and the Giulia becomes a tough sell. With SUVs dominating the market, Alfa Romeo's sedan is being left behind. If the brand doesn't shake things up with better deals or a focus on its racing heritage, this iconic Italian marque could face an uphill battle to survive in the US, the Dodge Hornet. The Dodge Hornet is also a new compact crossover, facing a tough challenge in a crowded market. Nearly a year's worth of inventory is just sitting unsold, and there's a reason for this. The Hornet has had recalls, with some owners reporting issues, making buyers quite reluctant. It's quite sad that Dodge, known for muscle cars, is struggling to convince people it can do small cars. The pricing is all over the place, with dealers dropping prices to under $25,000, putting the Hornet in competition with brands more experienced in this segment. Dodge needs a strong marketing push or great deals to turn things around fast, but how fast can they do this? The Hyundai Tucson. We also see the Hyundai Tucson, once a strong contender in the crowded crossover market, but is now facing inventory issues. With a surprising 90-day supply on dealer lots, something's not clicking. The Tucson has a sleek design, lots of tech, and Hyundai's well-known warranty. Still, it needs to catch up with competition like the Honda CR-V and Toyota RAV4.
2024 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid Woodland Edition.
2024 Honda CR-V Hybrid.
And we're comparing the best-selling SUVs. Everybody wants fuel economy these days, saving some money, so we got these both in hybrid trims.
Hyundai overestimated demand and raised prices, pushing some buyers to consider luxury models instead. But there's hope for buyers. Hyundai offers huge incentives, like rebates and 0% financing. So let's say you've been looking for a Tucson. Now's the time to act. The Chrysler Pacifica. Who would have thought that the Chrysler Pacifica, once a popular family minivan, would now struggle to find buyers? With over 11,000 unsold 2024 models sitting on dealer lots, it's clear that minivans are losing their appeal. Families now lean toward crossovers and 3-row SUVs, leaving the Pacifica behind. Chrysler's parent company, Stellantis, is hoping for a comeback, but it seems unlikely. But for those looking for a deal, this is good news. You can score a great price on a Pacifica right now with so many unsold units. That's if you're okay with not having the cool factor for school pickups. The Jaguar XF. Another one is the Jaguar XF, a luxury sedan known for its iconic brand. It is facing a tough time moving off dealer lots. With 701 units unsold, it's clear there's trouble brewing, especially since these cars have been sitting for over 350 days. For $58,500, potential buyers are hesitating due to past reliability issues. And in a competitive market dominated by BMW and Mercedes, Jaguar is struggling to stand out. Plus, the brand is trying to transition into electric vehicles. Still, these unsold gas-powered XFs are blocking the way, so Jaguar's future is in jeopardy as they try to clear this backlog. Do you think they will? The Ram 1500. Facing the exact same dilemma as the Jaguar is the Ram 1500. Once a fast-selling full-size pickup, it is now facing serious inventory issues. Over 8,100 models are sitting unsold, which is raising eyebrows. While Ford and Chevy also deal with excess trucks, Ram's situation is much worse. The company overestimated demand, producing trucks at a high rate, but buyers aren't snapping them up as quickly as expected. This presents a unique opportunity for truck buyers.
For many years, if you wanted a diesel-powered pickup truck, you had to move beyond the half-ton segment and into something much bigger.
Dealerships offer huge discounts to move these trucks off the lot. If you've had your eye on a Ram 1500, now might be the time to strike a great deal. But trucks aren't the only vehicles facing problems. BMW's luxury electric sedan. BMW again? The BMW's flagship luxury electric sedan, the i7, is struggling. Despite its high price tag of $128,000, the i7 has over 1,650 unsold units on dealership lots. In the past month and a half, only 125 units have been sold. Why the slow sales? The i7's range of 318 miles per charge is falling short compared to competitors that offer over 350 miles. Its bold front grille design, though eye-catching, also doesn't appeal to many luxury buyers who prefer something more understated. To turn things around, BMW might need to rethink its pricing strategy or add new features to make the i7 more competitive. You might find great deals on this luxury ride if you're in the market for a bold, high-end EV. Canoo also reports very weak EV sales, and the company also faces a real risk of bankruptcy in the near term, as their shares dropped 26% after the latest earnings report. In stark contrast, Ford achieved significant success in 2023. They reported sales of nearly 2 million vehicles, totaling a 7.1% increase from the previous year. Ford's truck sales exceeded 1 million, and thanks to this surge, there's a 13% increase from the previous quarter. Although Ford's EV sales grew, it's still significantly lesser than the sales made from the regular gas-powered vehicles. Their F-Series trucks sold over 10 times more than their EVs, but by the end of the year, Ford's market share had dropped to 13.3%, despite this significant increase in sales. How then does this impact Ford's business? To know how this impacts them, we should try to understand what market share means in the autos business. Market share indicates how a company's sales compare to those of its competitors, in addition to sales they made on their own cars. The striking point here is that Ford may have lost some market share despite their rapid growth, due to shifts in the competition. The company reported a huge loss of $4.7 billion on its EV business in 2023, which was even more than its total company profit of $4.3 billion for the year. This would mean that Ford lost an estimated average of $60,000 on every EV it sold. Despite their losses, the big surprise is how Ford managed to increase automobile sales in this competitive market. The trick is simple, and this is it. Ford simply reintroduced the Stair Steps program, an old dealer incentive scheme. Under the program, Ford dealers can earn $750 per truck if they meet their monthly sales target. They also earn a significant sum if they exceed the target. Previously, the incentive used to be $1,500 per truck for exceeding the target by 120%, but this has now been reduced to $1,000. Now, with such enticing rewards, it's understandable why dealerships want to close the sales of these vehicles as quickly as possible. The pressure to sell increases along with the rewards, and this can occasionally result in suspicious sales techniques. According to the dealers, these incentive-driven tactics place more emphasis on reaching sales targets rather than guaranteeing client satisfaction. Ford has important decisions to make when money and ethics collide, as this incentivization sometimes leads to hurried transactions, at the satisfaction of the client is usually traded off. Ford's strategy in a shifting market. In a market this competitive, dealerships that prioritize profit margins over customer service and trust building often fall short. This pursuit of profit margins at the expense of customer satisfaction raises concerns about questionable sales techniques employed by automakers. To properly understand why some dealerships choose this option, a closer examination of the problem is necessary because it's a quite complicated situation. The choices made by the brand today will not only affect the dealerships and consumers, but also Ford's reputation and its long-term relationships with them. Ford's continuous investments in the development of electric vehicles, despite significant financial setback, as losses passes a very important message. The company is betting on long-term profits.
Is this $11 billion investment you're making now, is it still a risky bet, or do you feel better about this one?
Well, listen, of course it's risky. Anytime you bet on a future, it's by definition risky. But it's a bet that I'd make any day of the week because electrification is coming, the battery industry is coming to America, and we just want to be at the forefront of it.
To zoom in on this, Ford's loss on every EV produced in the third quarter of last year is supposedly part of a bigger strategy to increase EV sales and gain a firm footing in the rapidly expanding EV market. This bold move demonstrates Ford's bet on long-term profits, as the future of the auto industry may as well be shaped by dealerships' aggressive sales practices.
The whole point of this project is to lower the cost of EVs so that normal people can buy them.
This implies that Ford and its dealerships face the challenging task of balancing sale techniques with the high standards of customer care. Apart from customer satisfaction, things appear as though they might get even worse for Ford this year, with projections estimating a staggering $55 billion drop. Well, as a business tip, it shows heavy financial investments do not always translate into quick successes. Regardless, Ford seems determined in its commitment to grow its EV lineup. So, while it's okay to think long-term, if things are obviously not yet profitable, what trick does Ford have up their sleeves that gives them the courage to continue? What does the company see that market analysts don't? Well, there is strong reason to believe the company is placing a bet on the electronic systems in their cars. Ford is one of the industry giants, installing cutting-edge proprietary software in their most recent models. Other major automakers like Chrysler, Subaru, and Mercedes-Benz are also doing noticeably well in this area. This technology has, however, generated mixed reactions, and one major worry is the limited auto repair options that could possibly lead to high cost of repairs. In complex proprietary software limits repair options to official dealerships. This strategy could impact consumer choices and increase the cost of car ownership once you factor in auto repairs. This choice made by Ford and other EV giants is influencing how cars will be maintained in the future. Automobile systems manufacturers are strongly pressuring consumers to use their own service networks. Due to this, consumers will likely spend more money, have fewer options for auto repairs, and experience less market competition. Independent mechanics, for example, are also struggling to compete under the new system. You would be right to think this a wise business decision, as it ensures that the companies stay at the forefront of service. The ripple effects of this on the automotive service sector is noticeably troubling, as customers have been quiet about their concerns. In the midst of speculations about their unsold vehicles, high recalls, and possible bankruptcy, one might rightly wonder, is this purely financial, or are there other factors, such as control over brand experience or concerns about unauthorized modifications? Modern cars are equipped with a lot of sophisticated high-tech components that require specialized maintenance. Automakers utilize this to justify their high repair costs by claiming that the sophisticated equipment requires skilled management. In view of this, car owners must now rely on dealership services, and those who value the ease and friendliness of their neighborhood mechanic may find this to be inconvenient. Generally, independent mechanics are known for their more individualized care and cheaper rates, but they often have difficulty obtaining the equipment and diagnostic software required for extensive repairs. Self-employed mechanics frequently take great pride in their work and cultivate enduring bonds with their clients. These mechanics might be limited in the range of services they can offer if they do not have access to the relevant data and updates from manufacturers as a result of these proprietary software. The constraints to accessing these softwares changes the entire landscape of auto maintenance and repair. It simply means that these mechanics risk losing customers, and the customers themselves would spend more on repairs. The auto repair landscape is evolving, and not necessarily for the better. In an attempt to reduce the impact on independent technicians, some makers are providing repair information, diagnostic tools, and manuals to mechanics, though often at a cost. This helps the repair shops service EVs, but limits free access. EV companies also perform many repairs remotely through remote software updates, reducing the need for in-person service. To fill these gaps, some deploy mobile technicians, however, completely relying on remote fixes and mobile reps risks, limiting independent shops' roles. As a result, some manufacturers collaborate more closely with third parties through training, tools, and support. Customers are also worried that automakers may be economizing by sacrificing some features. This calls for rapid attention because producing vehicles that are less dependable or have shorter lifespans could discourage customers from purchasing them in the future. This may start a cycle in which businesses cut costs without addressing the underlying problems with quality. People may start to feel less confident in purchasing electric vehicles if cost-cutting initiatives make automobiles less dependable, and this might slow down the transition toward more environmentally friendly transportation as customers continue to hold quality and trust very dearly in their choice of automobiles. Navigating the high stakes of owning and maintaining EVs. It isn't uncommon for customers to want to cash in on their automobile. One barrier, however, is if people are made to believe electric cars are less robust, then the resale value of EVs may decrease dramatically. This decrease can cause prospective customers to avoid buying an EV, further challenging the market for these cars. It's also possible that the infrastructure for electric vehicles, such as maintenance facilities and charging stations, won't expand quickly enough to keep up with the demand. If charging or maintaining an EV becomes very difficult for a person, they may choose to continue driving conventional gasoline vehicles. Car insurance is another important factor to take into account. It is more discouraging now that the cost for EV repairs is almost equivalent to the cost of the automobiles themselves, so repairing them often becomes ill-advised. This also has an effect on customers, especially since it could affect their insurance credit. As one of the EV giants, Ford's current actions could influence how electric cars develop in the future. When you purchase a Tesla, for example, and it is involved in an accident, the insurance company will frequently choose to declare the vehicle a total loss. They take this action because repairing a Tesla can be costly and difficult. Another issue is that the payout from these insurance companies is mostly not enough to replace the Tesla or any other EV. This problem is largely because of the car's complex systems features and design, in addition to the expensive and difficult repairs protocols. It's clear by now that EVs create unique challenges to insurers and repair specialists due to their advanced systems, particularly their complex battery designs. When an EV battery is damaged, the cost of repair is often so high that insurers would immediately frown at the high repair bill. This process can indeed be frustrating for EV owners. More so, this situation can affect future insurance coverage and premiums, as being labeled a high-risk customer can make it harder to obtain comprehensive insurance at a reasonable price. Tesla and Ford are not alone in facing these challenges. Other electric vehicle manufacturers are also grappling with the high costs and complexities of EV repairs. In response, Tesla is expanding its service centers and mobile repair units, aiming to provide faster and more convenient services. This move could help reduce repair costs by increasing competition among service providers. One potential solution that could help lower repair costs and increase competition is the development of open-source software for these automobiles. Such a shift, along with legislative changes, could ensure that independent mechanics can compete fairly with manufacturer-affiliated service centers. More importantly, it could reassure customers that someone's looking out for them. As the industry continues to face these challenges, a growing movement for the right to repair is gaining momentum. This movement advocates for laws that would grant independent repair shops and car owners greater access to the necessary data and tools to perform repairs. In Massachusetts, a law has been passed for the provision of a standardized data platform in vehicles, allowing independent shops to make repairs with the owner's permission. As more people continue to choose electric vehicles, automakers are beginning to find a balance. It is expected that through the development of licensed software and by providing professional assistance to independent shops, EV makers can help maintain a competitive repair market. The key to the long-term success of electric vehicles in our society and the repair industries that support them might just lie in an increased cooperation between automakers and independent mechanics, along with supportive policy changes. Do you think Ford is sacrificing quality in favor of quick profits? Share your thoughts in the comments. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the following video shown on your screen. You'll enjoy it.